Hello and welcome back to episode 39 of our Oxygen Not Included Let's Play. I think we just want to take stock a little bit here. So we have our plastics operation up and running. We've got metal refineries going. We do not have our kilns set back up, so we don't have refined carbon yet for the metal refineries to start cranking out steel, but we're not really that far away from that. And we've got this rock granulator making as much lime as we can. I think we mainly face two major issues right now. First is that we'd like to get down and get to the Slickster and hopefully make more Slicksters and have a Slickster farm, because this is the only Slickster that we found on the entire map at this point. So he's pretty special to us. The other major problem that we have, let me just dig out a little bit here. The other major problem we have is that, and this is a weird problem to have, but we have a little bit too much water here. These cool slush geysers are just producing too much for us to handle. And this is an odd problem to have, because normally a bunch of cold water is a really good thing in Oxygen Not Included, but I haven't really run into this problem. Jobs mastered? Sure. Let's go ahead and... who is it who mastered their job? May. Alright, May. Go ahead and work your way up to... well, let's have you stop and do gopher for a second. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a new storage system for dealing with this extra water that we have. And I think we're going to accomplish it by just digging out a fairly large area like so. And we are going to create essentially a cold water storage area right here. We could either do that in the form of a large reservoir, or we could do it in the form of a lot of different liquid reservoirs. I think I'm tempted to go with just a large reservoir, in which case I also think that I want to dig down a little bit here and clean out some of this as well. I'm going to dig out in these sort of 3 wide sections just because it's relatively convenient. And then we will make for ourselves a tile wall right down here, and this will be our big storage area for the excess water. Because I don't really want this to overflow, I don't want to have to seal this off. It's quickly becoming a possibility. We have a gulpfish down here which is slowly turning this to clean water, which is fine, but kind of exacerbates this problem that we have at the moment of having too much water. So we're just going to dig out these areas, make ourselves a large reservoir for cold, polluted water, and then we'll figure out what to do with it later. Kick the can down the road. Alright, how are we doing over here? We're slowly but surely making a path to up here. Kind of what I want to do first, so I don't want any of these Drecos wandering in. So I'm going to just make ourselves a little door down here. And then we are going to start making our way down. This is a vacuum for now. I think we can start making our way down here. We do need to worry about this rising crude oil. Eventually it'll reach this level, which is not what we want, but we kind of have this falling as well. So let's get to work actually on ladder. Igneous rock is fine. Let's work on getting our way down here. And we are going to dig out an area for carbon dioxide to fall. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and build this part. And we will dig out like so. I don't think this is... I think this abyssalite will hold here. But yeah, that's the plan. Dig out a largish area here for us to work with. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. Cancel that. Pneumatic door, iron's fine. And we will instead make for ourselves a tile of igneous rock to lock this out. Alright, perfect. This door doesn't have to block air, so we're just using a pneumatic door. It's really just to keep these Drecos inside here. And we're going to take all this carbon dioxide and basically get it down to this Slickster. Eventually we're going to want to capture the Slickster, but for now we're happy with the way things are. This is a priority. We have this ice freezing and unfreezing down here, which is awkward. And yeah, we're just going to let people work at that for a while. We have poor Harold here, still practicing away. We're hoping that he gets a little bit better at this. We'd like to start decorating these areas. We're running into a little bit of stress as we have bumped things up to tier 5. Or actually, we have some people in tier 6. And if we ultimately want to get some astronauts, we're going to need to get some decoration done here. Thimbleweed's coming along. We could make some more snazzy suits for people to help improve their mood a little bit more. What is this? Oh, there's a little bit of hydrogen messing with the... Yeah, it's just not enough, like... It grows in hydrogen, it just needs an air pressure of 150 grams, and there's a little pocket of hydrogen. It's occasionally messing up this mirth leaf. That's a little annoying. But yeah, we still have tons of oxygen in the base. Doing well on that front. We're doing well on food. What do I have here? Let's cook up another 10 frost buns. We kind of don't want to use up all of our sleet wheat. One, because if there's some sort of catastrophic accident, we want the sleet wheat to be able to replant the sleet wheat, but also just because we want to make pepper bread, ultimately, with it if we can. Yeah, so this oil is starting to creep up, but as long as we're pumping this out fast enough, I think we'll be fine. We could actually make for ourselves another liquid reservoir here. That might not be a bad idea. We really just need to pump out like 1 or 2 more tiles worth of stuff here. And we're creating this gas pump, that way we can get rid of some of the CO2 buildup here, pump it into storage in these gas reservoirs. Alright. Still doing really well with these dust caps. Maybe we just actually want to get rid of these meal lice. They're not so great for us. They use up water, which I guess we have a ton of. They also just aren't very good for morale. People don't enjoy them that much. I kind of want to do something with this area. Neural vacillator, anti-entropy thermal nullifier. We have so much cooling though. Like heat is rarely a problem anywhere here. Pretty much our whole industrial area is pretty cool. We have a little bit of heat here because we have a manual airlock that's getting heated up by this. But overall, things are doing pretty well, right? We're pumping hot air in here, but it's ultimately getting cooled by all this water. And by the time it comes out here, it's at a fair 30, 32 degrees or so. Alright, so we ultimately need to have someone run down and like dig a hole. I think is what we're going to do here. I think we're going to ladder down like so to start digging up this area. But yeah, we are filling up pretty much everything here. We should start running this natural gas generator, I suppose. Let's go to ventilation and hook this back up. Ventilation, gas bridge, make it at igneous rock, flip this around, insulated gas pipe, also make that of igneous rock, and hook this up. Start using up this oxygen. This is actually all natural gas, so running this isn't super necessary. There's still a little bit of polluted oxygen in here. We haven't gotten rid of all the other gases, so I'm still going to keep this here. That way we just don't damage this, but I guess it is just slowing down our power production here. While we're at this, let's just continue pumping out some refined metals. Alright. And then we are basically just going to dig out large sections here. I kind of want to dig out yet another area right here. This can be an igneous rock as well. New duplicates. Nope. Get out of here. Oh, Harold, please. You're still at an 8. Oh, 9 in creativity now. He's improved. He's getting better. Progress is being made. It's wonderful. So we're going to dig out a large reservoir area. I'm doing this just so we have a place for all of this stuff to fall, essentially. That way we have just a debris-free area here, and if we need to go and collect stuff, we can get it from here. I think that means ultimately we're going to dig out sort of this area right here, and maybe create like a ladder up, something like that would be fine. Alright. We do want to get to this sooner rather than later, though, because this is going to become hard for our dupes to sort of navigate. They would need to get down to here. It's a little bit too deep for them already, I think. So we need to pump out as much as we can. And there's a dormancy period of 12.6 cycles, 24.2. Probably during this one's dormancy period we'll be able to tackle this. Alright, so how are we coming along over here? We're doing alright. For now, let's just say no one's allowed through here. Because I want... this is going to be pretty hot. 60 degrees. Maybe we can have... Well, no. Okay. Let's allow people in. This is not a great pathway for them to go, though. Yeah, let's just say that... let's just say they're not allowed in. It's more efficient for them to come through here, ultimately, even though it is a long distance either way. And the reason I'm not just flooding this area with the slicksters, I found in the past that slicksters will often just drown. They'll get stuck in sort of a loop here, so I want to be pretty careful. I also just don't want to flood it because I want to capture the slickster at some point. And cooling down this area with this CO2 is going to be a lot easier if I don't have a lot of hot crude oil. We don't need to get it that cool, but we need it to a point where the plastic traps are just going to immediately die when we set them down. Okay, so I think because of this, we're just going to kind of give up on the plan of having a dupe run through here to dig out a hole, and instead we're going to basically wall off and have them dig out a hole and then re-wall. We'll just have the water fall down through here first. So we're going to dig out this area. Which has varying amounts of oxygen on it. And yeah, try and settle our excess water problem. We have it set at a pretty good level here, where basically everything past this stage is going to fall through. I think that'll work pretty well. We will always still have a decent reservoir here to work with, even during dormancy periods. But we will have a solution to this overflowing problem. Okay. Natural gas generator running. Looks good. Rock granulator going. Sure, let's say break starts at 65. And over here, break starts at 70. That works fine for me. Alright. Not bad, not bad. So we're making progress over here. I think we'll make it in time. I don't see this overflowing quite yet, even though there is a lot being pumped out here. Jobs mastered, huh? Who mastered what? Is that an old message? Stinky. You did it, Stinks. Seasoned miner wouldn't be bad. I think we're just going to put him on the tenured scientist track here, though. We're gonna have to worry a little bit about his morale, but getting that extra skill mastery going seems like a good idea. While we're at it, actually, let's go to consumables. Where is my boy Stinks? Yeah, Stinky. Alright, you're graduating to the good food, Stinks. And all the plebs can eat the normal food, the grizzly food, the meal lice. Frost buns for my boy Stinky. Rising pressure, gas pump pumping. How are we doing over here? Alright, so we're chugging along with this natural gas generator. And this is going to fill up for sure. That's fine. Kind of live with it. When it rains, it floods. Alright. We probably need to improve this a little bit here. Because it kind of have everything linked to the same thing. It'd be nice to replace this with a little bit of a... I think we're fine on this as well, so let's just disable this building. Let the oxygen flow back in here. And yeah, this one poor manual generator, so much depends upon it, because it's got all these pumps going. That's fine. As long as we're getting work done on this, I'm happy. Harold, still struggling. Okay, so, a lot of digging out. I think we're just going to put things on fast here. Job mastered. Harold, excellent. Okay, Harold, you are now an artist. And we're going to try and crank up your abilities here pretty much as quickly as we can. Get those masterpieces, Harold. That's what I want. I want top quality stuff from my boys. Oh, and this is finished. So, base. I'll let this run while I'm doing this. Gold amalgam's good. Let's do this. And have we hooked things up power-wise? We have. Alright. So, we're going to set ourselves up here a pair of gas reservoirs. And we're going to use those to pump out some of this carbon dioxide and store it. And this will let this fall a little bit, let us get oxygen down here without having to do this pumping process. Alright. Slowly digging out this. That's great. Once we get all this finished, we can dig out this layer. And then once we get all this finished, we can dig out this layer, and so on and so forth. In fact, we can start here by replacing this with some granite. And I think we will set the wall of it right here. I think that's ultimately the plan. So we might as well say... I think we're going to make it out of insulated tile. But we're not going to go with ceramic. We're just going to stick with igneous rock here. And we're going to go like so. I guess we probably shouldn't replace this abyssalite. I'm going to anyways, because we might want to run pipes through there. Alright. This is an old message, I believe. Got our electrolyzer going. Starting to heat up this area a little bit because of the flow, but that's fine. We're no longer pumping the oxygen down to this cold area here, so we're kind of not removing the heat from here. I can live with that though. And yeah, slowly making progress on all the stuff we care about. We're going to get this CO2 down to the Slickster. We're going to settle this excess polluted water problem. We're going to have some water in here because of this gulpfish, but that's also fine. In fact, if we could get the gulpfish over here, that'd be great. All right. And then let's start working on... Well, actually, let's get this... This is vacuum. Sure. Let's get this wall on this side done first, though. Igneous rock. Yeah, I think we're going to have it right here. That sounds good. Just a nice layer of igneous rock there. And while we're at it, let's actually grab this as well. And yeah, we're just going to build a big reservoir. That'll be perfect. I think, yeah, I think we have everything in the right order, essentially. Okay. How are we doing? Natural gas generator is running. This is at overpressure. Probably want to do something with this at some point. Like cap it off, expand the area, add another guy, another reservoir, I think. This is a collection of things. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to up the priority on this. Because we care about pumping all this stuff out and getting the coolant going through here. And yeah, everything looking pretty solid. CO2 is starting to get pumped out of here, which will sort of compress this whole thing. We can dig out like so to help improve this a little bit. Yeah, we've got this at the right level. Everything coming up roses. Just a matter of getting the work done. Alright. So, I think I'm going to cut the episode here. Nothing too exciting in this episode happened. Setting up our reservoir, making the digs that we want to do. But basically we're tackling sort of what are the two most pressing problems of the colony right now, which is just this overflow of cold water, which is a weird problem to have, and our long-term Slickster population. Doing great on food, doing great on oxygen, doing great on pretty much all the vital stuff. Temperature-wise, we're looking great because we've got this cold water reservoir in the base. So we're going to be pretty set for that as well. We have plenty of wheezewort set up. Really, it's just these kind of littler things that we're working on now. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.